President Hu Jintao has praised Taiwan's elder statesman Lien Chan for his efforts to improve cross-strait relations.
Lien agreed that better ties between Taiwan and the mainland are the way forward. Emily Sue reports.
This is probably the last top-level cross-strait meeting before China's leadership change next month. Outgoing President Hu Jintao this morning welcomed Lien Chan, the honorary chairman of Taiwan's ruling Kuomintang, at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing. Hu praised Lien for helping foster cross-strait ties since 2005, when the Taiwanese politician was first invited to visit Beijing. The mainland leader said great strides were made by both sides in the past 8 years to improve relations. Hu said cross-strait ties have reached a new and improved phase, and stressed that both sides are striving for peace. For his part, Lien said cross-strait political talks and negotiations are inevitable in the near future and should start with discussions among citizens. Hu agreed. Lien added that he respects Hu for inviting him to Beijing back in 2005, when the Kuomintang was out of power and the cross-strait situation was looking very grim because Taiwan was ruled by a pro-independence party. That was the first formal meeting between the Kuomintang and the Communist Party in nearly 60 years, and they both agreed to oppose Taiwan independence. Lien admitted that Taiwan has long been what he called a troublemaker in the international community. It's believed he was referring to Taipei's ties with the U.S., which has supplied the island with weapons despite Beijing's objections. But the elder statesman said Taiwan will happily shed this status as cross-strait relations improve and contribute to the international community. Yesterday, Lien met China's new Communist Party leader Xi Jinping, who will replace Hu as state president next month. Xi vowed to continue building cross-strait ties and strive for peaceful reunification with the island. Emily Sue, ATV News.
Furniture retailer IKEA has suspended sales of its meatballs in Hong Kong following the discovery of horse meat in a consignment to the Czech Republic.
The move comes as another food scandal erupted in Europe following claims that scores of farms in Germany have been mislabeling eggs as organic. Bola reports.
Health-conscious Germans pay more for organic eggs, but according to animal rights groups, they are being cheated. This follows claims that more than 200 poultry farms in Germany are selling eggs that are not organic. Activists have backed up their allegations with a video showing malnourished hens in a crowded coop. According to German rules, each hen in an organic farm should have at least 4 square meters of space. An investigation is now underway to determine whether German poultry farmers have been mislabeling eggs as organic when in fact they are not. The scare in Germany came as the world's largest retailer stopped selling its popular meatballs at its cafeterias in 21 European countries. IKEA launched a probe after horse meat was found in a consignment of meatballs sent to the Czech Republic.
We want our customers and ourselves to feel confident in what we are serving and selling, and that is why we are now stopping the sales of the meatballs and also expanding the tests.
The Swedish company is suspending sales of its meatballs in Hong Kong with immediate effect. Supplies will resume after tests are conducted. IKEA is the latest company to be hit by the horse meat scandal, which has spread to virtually every European country. This came as horse meat was found in products which were sold as pure beef. The widening scandal has prompted the European Commission to discuss ways to tighten inspections.
This is a complex issue. As to decide what is a place of origin, where is the animal slaughtered or where was it born, the impact on the internal market and the costs involved.
But European consumers will have to wait until later in the year before new proposals are tabled. Bolong, ATV News.
U.S. President Barack Obama has stepped up his campaign to stop budget cuts that could affect thousands of jobs.
But first, militants are threatening to kill 7 members of a French family kidnapped in Cameroon last week. Arthur Ukiola reports.
An Islamist group has posted a video on the internet of 7 French nationals kidnapped in Cameroon last week. Gunmen claiming to be members of the Nigerian extremist group Boko Haram threatened to kill the hostages, all members of the same family, unless Islamists held in Nigeria and Cameroon are freed. French Foreign Minister Laurent Fabius described the footage as terribly shocking and said Paris will do all it can to free the captives. Syrian rebels claim to have shot down a government helicopter near the city of Aleppo. They said a thermal rocket seized from government troops was used to hit the aircraft. The incident came as Syria said it's ready to hold talks with Western-backed insurgents trying to topple President Bashar al-Assad. Opposition leader Muaz al-Khatib, meanwhile, said he'll attend an international summit in Rome to discuss the Syrian crisis. But he added that the rebels will insist that Assad must step down.
Because here's the thing.
U.S. President Barack Obama is making a last-ditch attempt to avert $85 billion worth of spending cuts, which are due to take effect on Friday. He told state governors meeting in Washington that they should urge Congress to act to reach a deal that would avoid the cuts that would affect thousands of Americans.
Now, these impacts will not all be felt on day one, but rest assured the uncertainty is already having an effect. Companies are preparing layoff notices. Families are preparing to cut back on expenses. And the longer these cuts are in place, the bigger the impact will become.
The cuts are part of a budget deal between Obama and the Republicans in 2011. At the time, both sides were confident of reaching a new agreement, but they haven't. And so the U.S. is now on the verge of another crisis. Arthur Akiola, ATV News.
Sports, and in cycling, Hong Kong's Sarah Lee is relieved at winning 2 medals at the World Track Cycling Championships. And Wong Campo's competitive career may have ended, but his position as coach of the Hong Kong cycling team has just taken off.